Hi, and welcome to Hot Zone's instructional video on donning and doffing N95s. Today we're going to be showing two respirators, how to don and doff them properly, the preparation that's needed when wearing a respirator, and how to dispose of them after. Number one, most important thing to remember prior to using a respirator, we always have to make sure that there's no obstructions on the face, so that's hair impinging, clean shaven for any individuals that are going to be wearing the respirators, and that we have any other personal protective equipment that we'll need in addition to this PPE. That will have to be donned after we put the respirator on. Most importantly, clean hands before we start. So make sure you're sanitizing or washing thoroughly before you get going. So many healthcare facilities will have gloves on first, nice and clean after washing our hands before we put on the respirator. We're going to start with the ARC. So we've got an individually sealed package to keep any contaminants off. Open it up. The key thing for the ARC, once we open this, we're going to peel this apart where we have our nose gasket, and there's a hard V inside at the top. We want to get rid of that so it's a nice curve. So we're just going to bend that V out, give it a nice little arc there, and then we can don our mask. We've got our lower strap at the neck, upper strap at the crown, 2 fingers on each side of the nose bridge, and we're going to gently work that down, just forming it to the nose. And what we're trying to see now is whether or not we have any air leaking up or coming in through the bottom. So gently put our hands on the side. Mask puckers really well. I don't feel anything coming up. And that's generally the sign for donning the mask that you have a good seal once you fit it into your face. If you do feel there's any heat coming up or air coming in the bottom, at that point in time we want to readjust, or potentially the straps are not in the right position. Next, if we were taking the mask off, if our hands were contaminated, we would clean them, put new gloves on if you're in a facility where potentially contaminants have gotten on the mask. We're going to grab the lower strap, bring it over our head, being sure not to touch the front of the mask. Grab the upper strap and pull straight away from our face at that time. Mask is then disposed of. For our Horizon, similar practice. Taking the mask out of the sealed package. There's no gasket on the inside of this one, but we still have the aluminum strip. Straps are inside. We're going to pull those out. Putting our chin into the bottom. So again, we have our strap at the base of the neck, strap at the top, going back to the nose. And no heat coming up towards the eyes. An important piece on either mask is making sure that the beading is fully out on either side. We don't want the mask to be folded in like this. We want the mask to be nice and flat to a person's face so that we get a good tight seal. And again, for doffing, over the top, and mask off. Always remember to dispose of your mask once you're done. Please don't leave it in an area where it could potentially be contaminated and you put it back on your face. Additionally, make sure you follow manufacturer's requirements. Masks are typically to be used one time, once taken off, disposed of. Finally, one thing to remember, after you've had your fit test on your mask, you're wearing your mask, over a period of time, if you start to lose a seal on your mask, bring that back up to your supervisor. You may be required to come in and get fit testing redone once again on a different size of mask. This can be due as a result of injury, change in face shape as a result of weight gain or loss, and that's typically from the standpoint of 20 pounds. But if you ever do lose your seal, speak to your supervisor so you can get the proper mask to protect you. Thanks for taking time to watch our video today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Hot Zone at 1-888-898-8966. Thanks and have a great day.